This GPU looks like any other GPU you might have seen before, but it's from a company you've never heard of.
Huh?
You see, this GPU, the MTT S80, isn't from NVIDIA, AMD, or even Intel, but from Moore Threads, a homegrown Chinese company. Moore Threads was founded in October of 2020 by industry veteran Zhang Jiazong, the former global VP and general manager of NVIDIA's China division, with the explicit stated goal of bringing domestically made, fully featured GPU solutions to China. And it looks like they're on the right track. The MTT S80 GPU, which launched late last year, is powered by 4096 Musa cores, which are not unlike CUDA cores, running Moore Threads' in-house developed Musa architecture. The S80 comes in several SKUs containing up to 32 GB of GDDR6 memory, and it's also the world's first GPU to use PCIe Gen 5. But can it run Crysis? Actually, yes it can. As leaker and enthusiast Loshsword demonstrated the S80 running Crysis, granted the game had to be run in D3D9 mode, as even though the S80 should support DirectX 9 and 11, there are a lot of games that just straight up don't work, despite the Moore Threads' developers' best efforts. Looking at old benchmarks, the only ones that can be run on the S80 gets absolutely destroyed by Intel's Arc A770 card, which, for the record, also uses a brand new graphics architecture, which in turn means that the S80 can't even begin to hold a candle from even the last gen offerings from NVIDIA or AMD. But despite the lacking performance, there are a lot of interesting takeaways here. For starters, it's impressive that in about 2 years, Moore Threads was able to go from founding to minimum viable product, and have it somewhat work with existing software that's out there. There have been Chinese GPUs in the past, but they only worked with tailor-made applications for them. The S80 represents a start to a universally compatible piece of hardware, like well-known hardware from AMD or NVIDIA. The S80 and its development also shows that China is well on its way to transitioning out of developing status, as it has begun cultivating and using homegrown talent to make the hardware to support its booming technology industry, which leads me to my next point. Chinese companies seem to understand that they can't be reliant on imported hardware forever, especially if tensions between China and the US continue. China got their first taste of this with the tariffs placed on them by the Trump administration, and with the CHIPS Act recently passed here in the States, there's a clear and concerted effort to try and decouple technology manufacturing from China. This decoupling could be described as an existential threat to China's existing technology sector, which has become incredibly dependent on AI. This point is especially important when considering how important GPUs are to powering AI, and the reliance on AI is only going to get stronger over time. So it definitely made sense for China to begin developing their own domestic GPU industry, even if it has a very long way to go to match the levels of the giants among them. But if you'd like to hear about one of these giants tripping up, check out our video here, and let us know in the comments if you think a Chinese-made GPU will ever make it into your system eventually. I personally wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, and I'll see you guys next time.